Hi, and welcome to Fangirl Thursday, our special 3 p.m. edition. I am super excited to have Elizabeth Kirke here with us today. I actually just finished reading my copy of Magic Awakened, and oh my goodness. Seriously, the woman is trying to give me a heart attack or something here. I mean, I've already decided that when this series ends, we're going to have like an online Facebook support group afterwards. And God forbid somebody actually died into the series. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with this. So, thank you guys for popping in with us this evening. We appreciate you being here with us. We have two special things for you guys this afternoon. We are If you guys can hear Elizabeth in the background, I'm sorry, I can't find the mic to turn her off. I don't know if it's coming through or not. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that out here before she says anything embarrassing. Um, just to let you guys know, we have two things for you today during today's live. I am going to give away an ebook copy of Magic Awakened to one lucky listener. All you have to do is participate during the live, post questions and comments, and you will automatically be entered. And I'll do a little drawing at the very end, so you guys will find out who the winner is at the end of the show. Also, we are going to get to see the brand new cover for the next book in the series, Magic Conquered. I've also seen the blurb, and my mind is already working on things, and we're going to talk about that because I'm a little worried. So without further ado, let's have Elizabeth join the conversation.
Hello. I'm sorry everyone could hear me yelling at my child that we couldn't have ice cream.
There's a little corner button for the mic to turn it off when I minimize people, and I don't normally because, well,
right.
They don't say anything. And with everything lined up at the bottom of my screen, it had you pushed off just enough that I couldn't get to the mic button. And so I just kept trying to talk, and I thought, she may throw out an F-bomb in there somewhere. should warn her.
Not at my child. No, he was supposed to be napping, and the ice cream truck is driving by. And it's so loud, it's impossible to not hear. And I heard it, and then I heard his feet pounding up the stairs, and I was like, no, I'm on the phone.
It's fine. If we didn't have something like that happen when you were on here, I mean,
I know, yeah,
it's tradition. It really is, and it's exactly. Those listening understand. We have Jenny and Mary joining us today. It looks like Mary has already started reading it. I'm assuming she's speaking about Magic Awakened, and she's 30% of the way through.
Yeah. Well, I've sworn Lynn to secrecy in case someone does die, so don't worry. She won't be giving anything away, Mary.
No. And I'm still talking to Elizabeth, so you can assume that that's a good thing, but you never know, because this was a pre-planned show, and I don't like to bail on you guys. So. But yeah, it was heart-wrenching. I started it yesterday, and my intentions were to stay up and finish it last night because it's a novella. It's not very long, but I've been doing some painting and things around the house, so I was tired and achy, and I took a pill and went to bed. So today on my lunch hour, I literally sat down with a bowl of leftover spaghetti from last night and my Kindle and finished it. And I'm over there shoveling in my spaghetti going, oh my God. And the dog's looking at me like, are you okay? I have spaghetti. And so there was a lot going on my lunch hour.
Yeah, it sounds busy.
So for anyone who is just now popping in and joining us, this should be live streaming on Two Girls in a Book as well as Elizabeth's author page. To make sure that we see your questions and comments, if you will hop over to the Two Girls in a Book page, that would be fantastic because I don't want to miss anything.
There should be a link somewhere on my page
and
in a recent post.
Like I think as it's showing, they should be able to, I think, as well, to click.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still learning that aspect of it.
I once accidentally clicked on like watch party when your thing popped up, and I was all by myself talking to myself, and I was like, why isn't anyone answering me? Why doesn't Lynn know I'm here? And then I realized I was somehow in like a watch party of one. But
Mary is at 58%. She was wrong. She went back and double checked. Yes.
What chapter is that? I have no idea what chapter that is. It's all Word document pages to me.
Okay, so if we happen to have anybody new popping in that's watching, give them an overall broad synopsis of the series.
Okay, so it's called Rise of the Arcanist. It's a 6-book serial. Today we're talking mainly about the third one that just came out today, and it's still 99 cents until I have the time to log in and change it. So get it fast if you want it for that. We see you, Jenny.
Yes.
I can actually see comments on my new computer. It's fantastic.
Yay.
I'm not on my phone, like trying to see what happens. So basically the book follows Jen. She's a witch, and some of her friends, and they work for a magical company that kind of their job is to they're kind of like the Ministry of Magic. Let's just leave it at that. They're the Ministry of Magic. Simple. And in the first book, they're trying to investigate why all of these different magical beings have been going missing mysteriously in this local national park. So in the course of the first book, they're trying to go into that, and they stumble onto evidence of this ancient cult that is trying to revive this lost art of very, very dark, bad magic. And it does have kind of an overarching bad guy who might make an appearance in this book. I can't make any promises, but you might meet the big bad in this one. And so that's kind of the first 2 books are kind of finding their way into it, and then the third book it really picks up, and we'll go from there. And basically, so it's basically the summary is there's the original one, the first Arcanist was thousands of years ago, and the legend is that this guy was so powerful it took 100 people to defeat him, and that he was somehow stealing powers from other magical beings. So instead of just a wizard, he could do everything, and now there is someone else who is trying to figure out what he did and recapture that same power.
Very, very interesting. For those of you that are watching, I did just post in the comments a link to my blog, and on there I have my full review as well as a buy button, so you can go ahead and snag your copy of the book and info, excuse me, info on the first book in the series as well, in case you guys are new.
Yes. And Amazon actually has them all linked now. It took like 100 emails, but you can actually click on the series page finally, and they're all there.
Yes, it's all there. So in the first book, the gang finds out that there are blood witches out there. In the second one, they get lost in the labyrinth and come face to face with a minotaur. In the third one, which is the one that came out today, they visit the island. These books are progressively getting darker and more violent. Are you trying to give your fans a heart attack?
You know, the first books, the original trilogy, this all takes place 5 years after the original trilogy, that the first one was just published 9 years ago. I just had my book anniversary. And that was written for all my beta readers for that were like young 18, 19, 20. And it kind of ended up being young adult because new adult wasn't a thing 9 years ago. And then I wrote Prelude, which is kind of adult, little more grown up. And I had a lot of fun writing that. And that one is like everybody's favorite. And I don't know if it's because it's Danny or because it's more grown up. So with this one, since they're all 5 years older, not that it makes a difference for most of them, but Jen at least is 5 years older. And I figured I'd just kind of grow it up a bit and make it darker, make it a little more violent. And I've been having fun with that and kind of letting go. It's sometimes it almost feels like I'm writing fan fiction about my own books. So I'm having a lot of fun not having to censor Danny's potty mouth and not worry about impressionable 14-year-olds reading violence. So I'm kind of just letting it go.
I am enjoying the darker side. However, you're a little twisted sometimes. And so,
but if you've read Prelude, you probably already had that.
Well, yeah. But as far as the trials and tribulations and the suffering that the gang is going through as a whole, I'm like, geez, no one got through unscathed in the last book. So yeah, that was interesting. So
I'm like that meme where it's like, where should my plot go now? Stab somebody.
Yes. So we touched on this briefly last time you were here. You have alluded to the fact that when the final book comes out, that it's very possible that someone from the main cast is going to die. And while I can see why that would happen in this particular series, it doesn't make me like that idea anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So,
well, the thing is, if I tell you everyone lives, or if I tell you who dies, or somewhere in between, no, you're not going to want to read it. So I have to leave fate up in the air. I can't be like, oh, your favorite character's safe. Don't worry, because I got to get readers.
Emily has joined us. She said that boring is not in your vocabulary. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And it's not. Teasing me with these characters and treating them so harshly after I've been with them for so long is just wrong.
It's true. Although, I might still be mad at you for saying that I can't hurt Danny, but then told me I should kill Ember.
Well, if I had to pick who I would be willing to part with, she was kind of further down on the totem pole. She hasn't been with me from the beginning of the series to the end. She came in and, she was talked about, but she didn't come in until book 2. And it's just, I'm not as connected to her. So if I had to pick from who's in the current series that I could live without, then yeah.
No, you might want to wait in case there's a book with a lot of Ember in it coming up. Might not want to say that yet.
We also get to see a new side of Mariana in this one.
Yes. Mariana always gets shafted, so I figured it's time for her to come kick some butt.
Yes, I'm waiting for somebody important that I'm in love with to die, Jenny. And then that meme that we're always tagging Stacy in with little Reaper sitting on the bench and all the people are dead around him. We're going to be sending that to Elizabeth at some point. I have a sneaking suspicion that is going to be the case. So yeah. Normally, Mariana is kind of pushed to the side because, out of water, she's just plain old human girl. So this book takes place in an island. So, of course, it's surrounded by water. So we get to see her participate a little more this time. And who knew? But she's a little badass in the water.
I mean, she kills, I think she kills a vampire in the very first book in the water. It might be a Dampier. I don't remember, but She goes overboard with someone in the first book.
She does.
Her out. I can't remember who it is, but
I don't either.
She does get someone.
I feel bad that I don't know that.
I feel really bad.
Yeah, but you wrote it and edited it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've probably gone back and read that 3 times, and I've gone through the audiobook. So, yeah.
Yeah, she definitely. When my editor, who knows these characters, she's probably one of the top, like, 3 or 4 people who knows this as well as I do. When she read the scene with Mariana, she was like, Mariana can do that? So, and she was like, have you been planning that since the beginning? I was like, yeah, she's been able to do that since book 1. She just never.
She really has the opportunity to kind of, because in this one, without giving too much away,
yeah,
people that are with us, I have either read it or are currently reading it. But when they get to the island, there's a barrier of blood magic there, and so of course it's affecting some and not affecting others, and that kind of thing. So she and Jen and TS are about the only ones that can really go out and investigate and do anything. And of course, when he's in dog form, he can't either. So it's kind of left up to the 2 girls to sort of take charge on the island and do what needs to be done. So to see her kind of come into her own and take down somebody was pretty cool.
I had fun with that. Also true. Yeah, Mary's. I can see comments. I can actually read them. Yeah, that's yeah. Oh, I forgot you can do that. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely. Because one of the things I was struggling with, and it was completely by accident when I was 9 years ago when I didn't know what I was doing, that both of the female characters ended up being the 2 younger, inexperienced ones. So when you've got 4 guys who are at least 30 years older, who are full-fledged trained agents, it's a lot harder for the inexperienced ones to step in and kick ass. And I didn't intend for there to be a gender divide, but then after I started to realize there was one, I was kind of like, I want to play with that a little more and fix that up. And
so they're all definitely on more even footing in the new series. Definitely.
Yeah.
So we do have a treat for you guys. Let me grab this.
This might be my favorite one.
In the comments, I am posting a link to the next book, and
you're going full on.
We're gonna dive right in and show you guys the next book cover. So we have Danny and Thomas on this one, and it's Magic Conquer.
And I did want to send that at all.
I know you did, but we can get ice cream truck. We did it Tuesday, I promise.
Okay, so we have the cover popped up for Magic Conquer, and I have it for you guys. So you can check it out on Amazon if you want to go ahead and pre-order it, and also so you can check out the blurb. This is a little snippet from the blurb that's got me wondering just what is going to happen in this next book. It says that every 6 months, a seemingly random group of magical beings go missing from the same location and are never seen again. If an investigation doesn't begin now, it could be another 6 months before they have another chance. So, consumed by the hunt for the cult of the dark witches and their impossibly clear, Jen and her friends are hesitant to take on yet another mystery. But who will do it if they don't? So, we find out that every 6 months, a group goes missing. And we know that Jen and her friends since asked without it spoiling anything. So the Arcanist is looking to collect, we'll say, people of
Arcanist.
different magic. So she's looking for fire elementals, air elementals, water, sirens, mermaids, witches, everything. And the theory is that she can bring these people together and she can take over their power. So I'm thinking that there's a good possibility that Jen and her group are, and I'm a little worried about that.
They definitely do have a collection of abilities she might like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, honey, yeah, because no, there's no more ice cream truck, buddy. I'm on my important phone call. I really need you to please go back in the basement and watch Scooby. Okay, you can stay here. That's okay.
Hi.
You can't say hi into that one. It's this one. Here, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, darling. Did you have a good birthday?
Did you have a good birthday?
I did.
Yeah.
You did?
There's
You had
Daddy.
a good birthday?
Get Daddy Snuggles. Oh, Daddy Snuggles. And he's off. He's a daddy's boy.
He's
So, yeah, and yeah, thank you, Jenny. I'm in love with that cover too. That might be my favorite one.
So as I was saying, I'm a little worried that the group is going to get kidnapped. And based off of what we know about this Arcanist, I'm a little worried that they might not all even make it to the final book. Nothing. You're going to give me nothing.
I will give you something that is just gonna be even worse. I'm gonna tell you that this book, as if you remember what happens at the very end of Magic Awakened, and this book is going to go to a completely new setting, and it might not have anything to do with the Arcanist, and the first chapter might even be narrated by a completely new character.
Oh, hey, that's a good tidbit.
So yeah, and even though I've just been rolling with it, I can't even promise it's Danny on the cover. Might be a different water elemental.
Well, now see, that's just wrong.
Although I am gonna tell you this though, that I have been looking for a Danny cover model forever. Lynn knows this. I've never been able to find a good one. And about a week before, not even a week before I was ready to commission this cover, I saw someone on another cover and he was like absolutely perfect. I was like, oh my God, that's the guy. So I messaged the author, and unlike a certain fiasco happening with a title, she was more than happy to tell me all about him. And his actual real name is Danny, D-A-N-I, is his actual name.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
I was like, are you kidding me? And it was ridiculous. And it was meant to be.
Yes, the heavens opened up.
Except he's Italian, so the actual Danny would be really upset about that.
Well, you know.
So yeah, so that's just my fun fact, is that that's actually his name.
Cool. Awesome. For those of you who have not seen the, whoops.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually popped that cover up, have we?
Yeah, I moved right over. Just moved right
there
over. Here we go.
There it is. Yep. Kind of skipped this one.
Magic Awakened came out today. Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am enjoying this series so much. You are giving me a headache. It's a heart attack and a headache and everything else. I can't even talk straight. We are going to open it up to questions from you guys. I see Emily and Jenny and Mary out there. I am giving away a free copy of this one at the end of the show. However, I know Mary's already reading it. Jenny already has her copy.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure Emily might have one already.
Okay, I was going to say, I may not have anyone that I can gift one to. I may have to open it up on the page.
Wait, yeah, we might have to wait a little bit.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure Emily told me she pre-ordered it, so she does have it.
So make sure you guys hop over to Amazon. You can go ahead and pre-order the next book, Magic Conquered. Super excited for that one, but a little nervous.
It's going to be very different starting out.
And there's going to be 6 of them in the series, correct?
Yes, there are going to be 6.
Okay.
I can't believe it's already halfway there.
I know. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys post any questions that you have about the series, about the More Than Magic series as a whole, if you have any. Anything you want to talk about, the books that have already come out. I think everybody in this group has pretty much read it, so I don't think you have to worry about spoilers or anything like that. So feel free to go ahead and dish away on the first 2 books and ask any questions you have on the 3rd book or the remaining books.
Yeah.
No, Mary out there has got some questions. She always.
Yeah. While we wait,
Anthony, I love the covers too. They all look amazing.
Love them. They're so good.
What were you gonna say?
Well, I actually have another cover that you've seen, but a lot of people haven't seen. That's going to pull that one out by the same cover artist, and I'm in love with that one too. It's amazing. She's so good. And next week, I'm asking for the cover for book 5. I'm so excited to see it. And I bet your favorite thing about these covers is I don't send you 50,000 versions of them asking which one you like better without telling you what's different between the 2 of them.
Yes, that is nice. I'll share a little story with you guys. Elizabeth and Stacy Rourke and we have a group chat, and we've had that chat on Messenger for years.
Until we opened a second by accident.
Yeah, well, I don't know when we're in anymore. But anyway, we have a group chat, and we just randomly pop in there throughout the day to say hello, check in with one another, that sort of thing. And also to talk about, book questions that we have, throw around ideas, talk about blurbs, get suggestions for covers, all that kind of stuff. And Elizabeth is notorious for coming in there and posting something for us and asking us our opinion, and she won't tell you what's subtly different between the 2 images or whatever you're looking at, but something's there. So if you're like me and you're on your phone, you're picking it up, you're blowing it up, you're expanding it, and you're moving it back and forth. You give up, you go to the room to get on the actual desktop and pull it up, and you're like, shit, I don't see a difference at all. But you got to come back with an opinion, and that something's got to be different, and that regardless of what you say, Elizabeth is not going to agree with you at all. Not at all. So
we did all agree the other day, though. We had one title we all agreed on. That's the title for book 5.
And now there are 2 hurricanes heading towards
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So maybe we shouldn't agree. Although that could also be because the last time I asked you something, you left the room and went to cook dinner while I solved the problem myself.
Yes, that's actually where I was going
to give me an answer.
I'm actually going to go there with this. So recently, and I honestly don't even remember what the question was that Elizabeth remember in the group, but I read it and I was like, she does not need me. And I put down my phone. I even went so far as to mute the conversation so that I did not get any responding messages, no notifications, no ding, 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 because I have the Law and Order chime as my notification. So yeah.
Mine is the Star Trek. It's the worst. It's constantly.
Yeah. So I literally muted the conversation, told it to mute for an hour, put my phone down, went in. I think we had fried pork chops that night or something. Sat down, ate dinner, and went back in. I picked up my phone. And there's this long conversation that Elizabeth had all by herself.
Yes, Stacey was gone too. She was somewhere else.
Stacey was gone as well, but at the end, she kind of chimed in, and there was 1 or 2 with them back and forth. But when it was all said and done, Elizabeth had a full conversation with herself on Messenger, and asked and answered her own question. So yeah, that's what we do in those. And we've learned to just let Elizabeth have her conversation out loud with herself via Messenger, and she'll figure it out. She doesn't need us.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes you do though. Sometimes you're really helpful, and other times I do it myself. So I have to ask every time, just in case you end up helping that time.
The worst is, yeah, when it's a subtle difference in the cover, and you're like, which cover do you like better? And I'm like, yeah, something's different.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Something's different.
Yeah.
And you have to look at all the minute details.
Yeah. Like for this, I don't use this cover, but for like this cover, it would be like the mermaid's tail is a slightly different shade of green. And like that's what the difference would be.
Yeah. It would be something like that.
Yeah. Or
if there were like a beach scene in the background, there'd be a little something stuck up out of the water, and she'd expect you to catch on to that and see it, know what it was or something. I mean, it's always a minute detail, and you're like, holy crap. Or you'll get the, do you like this font or that font or this color or that color? And you're like, the three of us normally the three of us do not agree. We all have a different answer when we come back. So yeah, those are interesting, and they're so much fun.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So I see there's actually like a question.
Awesome. There is. I don't know if it's going to, it won't show all of it because it's a long question.
That's fine. I read it. Yeah. So it's, so the question is, can Ilaria, or whatever her name is, that is her name is Ilaria, control the Minotaur because she did something to control him, or is it because of something weird, like keeping someone important to him, etc.? I did originally have a plan to like flesh that out, and now I don't know if I'm ever going to expand on that or not, but basically my original plan was that every Minotaur has like a different pattern for their labyrinth that involves like how they open and create it. And if you learn that pattern, you can control them, or like you command them. So maybe that'll show up again, maybe not. Maybe I'll completely change it in a conversation by myself at a later time. But for now, the theory is that there's like a special way that if you figure it out, you can control them, kind of like having the genie's lamp, and that Ilaria has that. So once she dies, that power is broken. So in theory, the Minotaur would be okay. But
I'm glad I'm not the only one that you do.
It's true. I do that too. I
will say this, it just popped into my head. We call Elizabeth #sneakily obvious because she puts things in her books and it's blatantly obvious. It's right there. But she'll drop them when there's something more important going on in the scene. So you're focused on that instead of the detail, and you'll miss it. And I was reading today in book 3, and she touched back on a place that she mentioned in book 2. And when she mentioned it in book 2, I caught it and went, wait a minute. What if that's the blank, blank, blank? And
you're going to have to send me a message on this.
Okay. And nothing else was mentioned about it. And then it comes back up at the very end of book 3. And I went, oh, I got that. I feel so much smarter when I catch those, because Elizabeth will come back sometimes and she'll say, so did you catch anything? And she'll hint, and I'll be like, dang, I missed that. Maybe if I ignore it, we'll just move on from that question and she won't know that I didn't catch it. So when I caught this one, I was like, yes. Because I wondered why we skipped over it in book 2. I was like, don't we need to talk about that? But okay, something more important came up, and so we needed to move past that. And yeah, so be on the lookout for things like that, especially now 3 books in. You're going to find little tidbits that were dropped in previous books. And I'm certain, without a shadow of a doubt, I know she left more than just that one tidbit.
Oh.
And I just haven't found them.
There's a huge one in that in chapter 9.
Of
There's
book
a
3 or
huge,
book
of
2?
book 3. There's a huge one in
9.
chapter 9.
Yeah, I'm going back to chapter 9.
That is super important. And my editor saw it and she was like, oh my God, I knew it. The best thing about these books is that since it is 6, I have stuff that I have plotted and laid out. So the sneakily obvious is strong with these books. There's going to be a lot of stuff. And I think everyone in here has read the original trilogy. So I'll just say that like the kind of hints Lynn is talking about is like in the very first book when Charlie refers to Ember as my little girl, and then that totally skips over, and it takes people 3 more books to figure out that he's being literal. And there's also a lot of people miss this one in the first book again, when TS tells Jen about the Legion. He is about to say, I don't know how many people are enlisted. You should ask Danny, because obviously Danny would know. And she cuts him off before he can say Danny's name. And people just scroll on through, and then it takes them another 100,000 words to find out that Danny was in the Legion. So I can see Lynn's face. She's like, oh my God.
Well, I'm thinking that I missed the Easter egg in book 1 about Ember. But in book 2, her whole name issue comes up.
Yep.
And then there is, and this one is blatant and it's out there. Jen and Danny have a conversation at the fireplace, and it's just the 2 of them, and so many things get talked about.
That fireplace. Whole conversation is one of my favorite Easter egg ones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mary had. Oh, she thinks she knows what I'm talking about. You can message me afterwards, Mary, and I'll tell you yes or no.
Yeah. And I see your next comment. If you have like a legit question you're confused about, you can, anyone who's listening to me, you can always send me a message and ask me something. I actually had a reader for book 1. There was one moment where she wasn't sure who was talking, and she sent me a message about it. And I actually went back and edited it so that it was clear who was speaking. And she was like blown away that I would make that change. So until these are audiobooks, I have 0 problem making like not major changes, but like if you see a typo or you're like, that doesn't make any sense to me, I will go back and I will reword that, and I'll fix it.
Oh, cool.
Especially I had the bad version of Soul Choice published for like 3 years before I realized that it was the wrong ending. I have no problems going back and fixing stuff.
If you guys have any questions that you're afraid may be kind of spoilery or whatever, and you don't want to ruin it for anybody, you can always join Elizabeth's fan club, because we do open discussions about the books in there. Or you can shoot her a message at any time and just let her know which book you're referring to. And you can always reach out and chat.
Absolutely. I might tease you and not answer if it's like a spoiler, but if it's like a legit, I'm confused about like this magical ability, or like I don't understand why this, I'll talk to you about it. Emily can vouch for that. I will talk about my books until I'm blue in the face. That you can PM me anytime.
I think that's about it. Jenny, did you have any questions? It looks like you're still in there. I'll give you guys a few more minutes. And also, if you are on Elizabeth's page, I'm not sure if your comments will show up here or not.
I think they are for me, because when my page posted the link, I saw it.
I did too. I was going to say, when I posted the link to Amazon in the comments, and it posted it as 2 Girls in a Book, and it posted it as Elizabeth Kirke. So I'm hoping that means they've worked out the kinks with that, and everything is coming through, and I'm able to see things from both pages. But just in case, if you're over there and you're commenting and we're missing it and we're not getting you answered, just pop over to the Two Girls in a Book page and comment there so that we can see you.
Please don't pull. Please don't pull.
So if you guys have any additional questions about the series or anything, just go ahead and post those questions for us. Before we close up, Elizabeth had a birthday this month.
I did.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you. I'm not the only one who had a birthday.
No, that little dude had a birthday too.
I had a birthday.
You did have a birthday.
You got a new swing set.
Oh, she wants to know about your new swing set.
I do. I want to know about your new swing set.
It has a rock wall, 2 things you can pump on, Jackson's old thing from my old swing set, and a thing you can hang on.
Does it have a slide?
Does it have a slide?
Yeah, it has a slide, a ladder and kit, and a walk wall.
And a rock wall.
But we don't have the fling that you hang on and fling from, because
we have the baby swing there instead.
Yeah. And we also have the same fling, because the other one that was already attached, I went out there and my legs were way too long, and then I was trying to pump.
Oh yeah. All right.
So then it has the bigger one.
Yeah. Okay.
And
You go finish watching Scooby, and I will be done soon. Okay. What are you making faces at the thing for? Get out of here.
No,
Get out.
no.
It's adorable.
Both of those balloons are.
What? Yeah, I took the balloons down because you were playing with them.
Oh, and those
You were playing Keepy Uppy, remember? Please don't spill my coffee.
He is adorable. Did you do anything besides put together the swing set for your birthday?
Yeah, we my BFF and his cousin kiddos are in our little COVID bubble, so they came over.
Go.
Okay, then you go. Up. Careful. Watch out with my laptop. They came over and we had cake and just kind of played with friends for a little while. And he got a couple other fun presents from people.
Cool. Well, it looks like that has wrapped it up for all of our questions.
Okay.
So I will not keep you any longer. I appreciate you hopping on and
Absolutely
hanging out with me this afternoon.
No.
We have enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
I will see you guys hopefully next Thursday to do my week.
Yes, it is.
I've been very busy this month.
Sure.
So make sure you check out the blog to see my full review of the book, and also it has for Amazon, or you can read in the Amazon Kindle, and you got an exclusive look at the brand new cover for the next book. So very, very exciting. As always, it was a pleasure to have you here, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's always a good time. Thank you. Lynn.
Bye, guys.
Bye.